A risk build is building product ahead of demand or building product ahead of launch. A great example I've talked to you about is somewhere between 60 and 80% of all game consoles. 80% of demand occurs in 2 months. But the chip supplies, factories can't run that way. You have to run a factory 6 months before to build that product. And so the idea of risk building is really, how do you decide what to build ahead of time versus what not to build ahead of time, such that you can smooth manufacturing and part supply down? Again, we're finding as products life cycles shrink, particularly in things like electronics and others, where the product life cycle 5 years ago was 3 years, now they're 12 months. And in that 12 months, you may have 60% of the products sold during this window. And you can't run factories that way. You can't run sales and marketing planning that way. And so the idea of risk build is, okay, within your portfolio, knowing that if you want product in the market in October, you have to start building it in June, let's say, what would you build? And risk build is really the idea of building the part of the portfolio that you know you either can sell during that window, or if you didn't sell during that window, would continue to sell afterwards, and not building the parts that are the tail end of a product, maybe the custom colors or maybe the high-end configurations. If you were a product that had, good, better, best, and 80% of your market was in the better, you'd build the better. You just wouldn't make available the high end or small end. And then at the end, you'd build the high end when your demand signal was coming in saying, yeah, we know exactly what portion of these two, the loss leader and the high end, but we know 70% is for sure going to be in the middle. And that product that even after that is going to sell. So let's say you had a product that was a consumer product that was color. Maybe it was we're going to call it widget X in any industry, and it comes in 5 colors. Well, we all know that 1 or 2 colors of that is 70% of the market. And so let's say you had a demand of 100%, and you said, okay, 60% of that is going to sell during a window of the holidays. And of that 60%, 75% of that is going to be black and white. Well, then you'd build the black and white of that product. You'd start building early, build up inventory, and put off the final builds of the things that you're not sure what demand is going to be. And so you'd put off the final builds until you had better demand. So much time is talked about the high end of the market, but the bulk of sales is our known configurations in the middle. And so what we did in Surface for many years is we launched right in the middle with very little at the bottom and very little at the top. If you want the high end of a Surface computer, you have a very little chance of getting it during the holidays. But they're not going to produce a lot of the very expensive, the most unique configurations early on before they know the demand. Everything doesn't have to be in the market instantaneously. What needs to be in the market is what needs to be in the market.